Okay, children, tomorrow we started chapter number 6, combustion and flame. So we did the outlook of the chapter, that what we need to do in this chapter, combustion and flame. Secondly, we did the key terms, that what are the new terms which we are going to read in this chapter. So first part of the chapter is combustion. What do you mean by combustion? That we are going to study today. And the types of combustion, how combustion takes place, what are the different products formed during the combustion. That whole things we are going to study today. And you are all familiar with different kinds of fuel even. And that fuels which we are using at our home, even at the industry, to running the automobile. So different fuels, you must have heard about coal, petroleum, diesel, wood. These all are the fuels. So children, kindly switch on your cameras. So Geet, I want you to start reading. So different fuels, wait for a second. Different fuels you are familiar with: coal, petrol, diesel, CNG. These all are the fuels. Okay. So in this chapter, we are going to study that what do you mean by combustion? Combustion means when the fuel burns in the presence of oxygen. That is known as combustion. So let's start reading the chapter. After that, we'll come to know what you mean by combustion. Yesterday, even children, you did the definition in the new terms. So, Geet, unmute yourself.
Chapter 6, Combustion and Flame. We use different kinds of fuels for various purposes at home, in industry, and for running automobiles. Can you name a few fuels used in our homes? Name a few fuels used in trade and industry. What fuels are used for running automobiles? Your list will contain fuels like cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, compressed natural gas, etc.
So children, I want everybody to underline. These are the different fuels which we are using frequently. Cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, CNG. So you all are familiar with these types of fuels. Continue.
You are familiar with the burning of a candle. What is the difference between the burning of a candle and the burning of a fuel like coal? Maybe you were able to guess right. Candles burns with a flame, whereas coal does not. Similarly, you will find many other materials burning without a flame. Let us study the chemical process of burning and the types of flames produced during the process.
So children, kindly underline it. So there is a major difference between a burning of candle and burning of coal. That difference, whenever you candle, there is a wick in the candle that start burning with a flame, and whereas in the coal it does not burn with a flame. So different things are there, different fuels are there which burns with the flame, and some are there which burns without the flame. So here comes the definition of a combustion. First of all, I want everybody to underline the definition of combustion: a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is known as combustion. Okay? And the substance which undergoes combustion is known as a combustible substance or a fuel. Like I'm burning if I set a fire on a wood. So wood is a combustible substance. Is it clear? Am I clear with you? The definition of combustion is a process in which a substance reacts with oxygen. Children, you know that substances react in the presence of oxygen only. Oxygen is required for the combustion to take place. And the substance which undergoes combustion, that is known as a combustible substance. Kindly underline this definition also. Fuel, the definition of fuel. And the fuel may be solid, liquid, or a gas. So I want the answer from your side now. Can you give me the example of any solid fuel? Pratyush. Raise hand, children. Can give the answer? Can you give the answer of solid fuel? The fuel which is solid. Okay, Harshit Singh.
Ma'am, coal and charcoal.
Coal and charcoal are the solid fuels. Very good. Any fuel which is which exists in liquid state. Liquid fuels. Kindly name them. Raise hand. Liquid fuels. What are the liquid fuels? Yes, Pratyush.
Ma'am, petrol and diesel.
Yes, petrol and diesel are the liquid fuels. And what about the gaseous fuel? Can you answer for the gaseous fuel?
CNG.
CNG. CNG is the best example of the gaseous fuel. So in this way, children, you can give the examples of solid fuel, liquid fuel, and gaseous fuel. Okay. So let's go further. So here is a question that we were told that in the beginning. Yash Garg, please keep it aside. After that, there is a break you can have afterwards. It doesn't look nice. So we were told that food is a fuel for our body. You know that, everyone? Why it is said? Okay, Yash will give the answer for it. Why it is said that food is fuel for our body? Why it is so? Children, from beginning you are going to study this. So the answer is, in our body, the food broken down. Food is broken down by the reaction with oxygen and heat is produced. That's why we say that food act as fuel for our body. We need food. This is the first question. We need food for many of the purposes. So this is the reason. It gives us energy. Okay. And here is an activity 6.1. Children, you can write down. You can differentiate between the combustible and non-combustible substances. Combustible substances means which burns, and which do not burn, that are known as non-combustible substances. Wood. How can we differentiate? What is wood? Either combustible or non-combustible. Tell me, Barira. It is combustible. It can burn. Yes, tell. Second, paper. What about paper?
Ma'am, combustible.
Yes, it is combustible. Iron nails.
Ma'am, non-combustible.
Non-combustible. Sarthak Sehgal, give the answer. Kerosene oil.
Ma'am, combustible.
Stone piece.
Ma'am,
non-combustible.
Yash Garg, straw. Is it a combustible or non-combustible?
Ma'am, non-combustible.
Straw is combustible. Charcoal, combustible. Matchstick, combustible. Glass, non-combustible. You can't burn glass. Okay. So in this way, you can complete the table while reading the combustible and non-combustible substances. Next is children activity 6.2.
Straw is made up of plastic.
Yes. So it will be burning now, beta. It will burn. It is combustible. So here is an activity 6.2. I think everybody is very much clear with this activity. That see, in the first case, in A part, we have burnt a candle and just put an inverted glass on it. Okay. And see, there is a space. If we have put the inverted glass on it, then what happens? The candle will extinguish. Why the candle will extinguish? Because the supply. Yes, tell me. Because
it is not getting oxygen.
Yes, the supply of air or oxygen cut away. That's why the candle extinguishes. But children, let me tell you one thing. The candle does not extinguish very soon. it extinguishes after some time. Why it is so? Why it is so? As soon as you light the candle, it takes some time to extinguish. Why it is so?
Ma'am, because there is some oxygen in glass.
Yes, very good. Because as soon as you put that inverted jar on it, there is already few of the oxygen present in it. So in the meantime, the candle utilize that oxygen, and after that it gets extinguished. So in this way, children, you can do the various activities that how this oxygen is required for burning. It's very, very important. So this is the first thing, that oxygen or air is required for combustion to take place. Next. We have already read that sun produces its own heat and light. Is it also some kind of combustion? So we can't say it is a combustion, because that is a natural processes, and the nuclear reactions are taking place in the sun, which allow it to produce heat and light. So you can write down that it is not the process of combustion. Sun does not require oxygen to burn. Okay, it produces heat and light by the nuclear reactions. Next is activity 6.3. So again, you can see a piece of burning wood or charcoal on an iron plate or tawa. Cover it with a glass jar, with a transparent jar. What happens? The charcoal stove burning. The same thing is there, that if we cut the supply of oxygen, then the object stop burning. So here is a best example of it. Samrit, unmute yourself and start reading. Samrit, start reading.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, from where?
You might have.
Okay, ma'am. You might have heard that when the clothes of a person catch fire, the person is covered with a blanket to extinguish fire. Can you guess? Now recall some of your experiences. Does a matchstick burn by itself? How it burned? You must have had an experience of burning a piece of paper. Does it burn when a burning matchstick is brought near it? Can you burn a piece of wood by bringing a lighted matchstick near it? Why do you have to use paper or kerosene oil to start fire in wood or coal? Have you heard
Okay, fine,
of
beta, fine. So children, can you give me the reason for it, that why a blanket is wrapped around a person whose clothes are caught fire? What's the reason behind it? I think you must have seen, if the person's clothes are set on fire, why it is wrapped in the blanket? Why it is so? Okay, Barira.
Ma'am, because it blocks the oxygen.
Okay, it cuts the supply of oxygen. Anybody else want to give the proper explanation? Yes, Pratyush.
Ma'am, the blankets are made of wool and the wool cuts the supply of oxygen. That's why the blankets are used to cut the supply of oxygen.
Okay, so this is anybody else want to give? So children, the same answer is there. We wrap the person with the blanket because blanket cut the supply of oxygen and the fire in the clothes can be extinguished. Okay, so this is the best example. So it means that if we need to extinguish the fire, we need to cut the supply of oxygen. I think this thing is clear to you. If we need to supply the, we need to cut, if we need to extinguish the fire, then we need to cut the supply of oxygen. So this is very, very important. Even the forest fire. Children, you must have seen the forest fire, and that is a too much fire is there. During extreme heat of summer, at some places, dry gases, grasses catches fire. From grasses, it spread to trees, and very soon the whole forest is set on the fire. And you know, it is very, very difficult to extinguish that fire. So how can we extinguish? Should we cover the forest with a blanket? So how can we, how can the forest fire can be extinguished?
Ma'am, by using fire extinguisher.
Okay, fire. Anybody else?
Ma'am, help of water.
With the help of water. So water, who is going to bring the water? The forest is not a small thing. It covers a large area. Who is going to take the water to the forest?
Ma'am, with the help of helicopter.
Yes, with the help of aircrafts, because the forest covers large area. That's why what happens? The water is showered with the help of aircrafts. Okay.
Ma'am, we can also extinguish fire with the use of mud.
Yes, but beta, that is required in the large amount, because you know the forest once set on fire, it's very, very difficult to extinguish that fire because it covers a large area. Okay, so I want everybody to just take it. To extinguish fire, we need to see the cause, that where the fire is there first of all. Okay, where the fire is there, that we have to see. So till here today. Next, we'll see that the next part of the chapter will be taken later on.